Hello there, everybody. This is Mel Allen. The sound of baseball is such a sweet melody. A brassy band of rowdy roadies hit the right notes time and time again, softly composing long-playing gold records. No need for a solo performance, because when two of the game's fine conductors got together on center stage, they made beautiful music. A San Francisco symphony is off-key, because the right pitch is being struck in Houston, where the Astros are in perfect harmony. A California maestro tunes up in concert with a superbly orchestrated defense. So do listen, because we've got the instrument to score it for you all, right here on This Week in Baseball. Celebrating our 10th anniversary.
This is Steel Sports Company from Grafton, Ohio, wishing This Week in Baseball a happy 10th anniversary. Yay!
American League. The Boston Red Sox keep rolling along.
You can't go back and think about the past or what would have changed things around. I don't think it would change things around. We should have won. We had a chance to win and we didn't. And that's in the past, and we have a chance to do the same thing we did back in '75, to win the division, and that's what we're hoping for.
The Sox were sagging, 5-13 after the All-Star break. But then they snapped back into form and went 9-4 to stay atop the East. Calvin Schiraldi has emerged as a major reason why Boston is back in business. Acquired from the New York Mets in the Bob Ojeda deal, Schiraldi posted 5 saves and a win in less than 2 weeks, allowing just 1 run over 24 innings. Schiraldi just might be the bullpen stopper Boston needs to go all the way.
We've just been playing very good baseball, and fundamentally, we aren't making mental mistakes, and we're doing the things that you have to do to win. We aren't hitting into as many double plays this year as we did in the past. So it's a combination of the little things, putting it together consistently, but the major area is the pitching.
Tom Seavers had a lot to do with it by winning 3 straight starts, going at least 7 innings each time, and giving up only 4 runs in that span. At age 41, Seavers seems to have found a second wind with Boston, helping the Sox find the urge to resurge. Next up, California, where the Angels have been playing heavenly. Anaheim Stadium is rocking over the Western Division leading Angels, in part because they boast the league's top-rated defense.
I think that it's something that goes unnoticed a lot in a lot of sports pages, as well as a lot of statistical ratings, is that our defense is just simply outstanding. We very rarely do we beat ourselves with a glove. We're making great plays when we have to keep us in the games. We just do a lot of fundamental things right in order to help us win the ball games.
Mike Witt has also helped. Tied for the league lead with 11 complete games, Witt ran off 5 straight wins to raise his record to 14-7, dropping his ERA below 2.8.
Mike Witt is just maturing as a pitcher. He's just got better and better. He's got a great curveball, and he's got an above-average fastball. And he's learning how to make pitches within the strike zone. Mike has the potential to be one of the best pitchers in this league.
Don Sutton has been one of the best pitchers in the majors, and he's having another solid year with 11 wins. Number 11 coming against Oakland, and making 41-year-old Sutton the second active pitcher to beat all 26 big league teams. The other, Doyle Alexander, who now pitches for Atlanta after being traded by Toronto in early July.
I need information because I like scouting reports. I want to know who's hot, who's not, where they like the ball. I need preparation, and I'm a disciplined person. And I try to plug all 3 of those in to be ready to pitch. Then if I can pitch well enough, we win. If I don't pitch well enough, we lose. But then I start the process all over again.
The Angels are in the process of putting it all together for the stretch drive.
I think we have a blend of maturity, of older guys who've been here, and youth, which provides the excitement, and Wally Joyner has certainly been a plus. And I think if you get us down to September 30th with a chance to win, Gene Mauch will find a way to do it.
Now, let's open the notebook for This Week in Baseball's TWIB notes from around the American League. Alvin Davis of Seattle came up in the bottom of the ninth against Minnesota's Keith Atherton with no score in the ball game. Going, that ball is gone to win the game. And next night, with another tie score, Davis again faced Atherton in the last of the ninth.
Drives it deep to right field. It is gone. He hit it on a 3-0 pitch. For the second straight night, Alvin Davis has hit a home run off Keith Atherton in the ninth inning.
Steve Carlton's brief retirement ended when Chicago signed him, and after a loss, Lefty beat Milwaukee for his first American League win. In the process, he reached the 5,000 innings pitched mark for his career. George Foster was also greeted warmly at Comiskey after his release by the Mets because Foster belted a home run in his second at-bat with the White Sox, although the Brewers won the ball game 4-3. Rookie reliever Dale Mahorsic of Texas tied the big league record for consecutive appearances by pitching in 13 straight games, breaking the American League mark of 9 set by Bennett Flowers of the 53 Red Sox. Mahorsic tied Mike Marshall, who set the record of 13 consecutive appearances with the Los Angeles Dodgers in 1974. Mahorsic suffered only one loss during the streak, courtesy of Kansas City's Frank White, who homered in the bottom of the 11th to cap off a game in which he drove home 7 runs. How about that? Milwaukee's Rob Deers on a power drive. Acquired from San Francisco during the winter, Deer has delivered 28 homers and 76 RBIs.
Rob Deer, I would say he's got tremendous power. Contact hitter, no. In other words, he's one of these free swingers that's going to strike out an awful lot, but he is going to put numbers on the board for you. His strong point is strength with the bat, hitting the long ball and putting home runs on the board.
Looks like this deer is a bull. Time now for this week's quiz, brought to you by Nissan. Test drive the new Nissan hard-body trucks at your Nissan dealer now. Why is this man laughing? Because Rickey Henderson of the New York Yankees is having another sweet season. For the second year in a row, he's compiled at least 20 homers and 60 stolen bases. Only one other player in big league history achieved the 20-60 combo. And for this week's quiz, can you name him? Stay tuned for A Little Big Man. National League scene. The Houston Astros extend their lead. The Astros are shooting for the sky. And with a solid lead in the West, that makes Houston fans feel mighty fine.
I think the word's getting around there. You know, we're playing good baseball. We're getting good pitching. We're playing, pretty good defense. And, I think teams are realizing that now. And I think they're gonna be more aware of us.
Everybody is aware of Mike Scott. Not only 13 wins, but tops among big league starters in ERA at 2.23 and tops in the majors in strikeouts with 233. Bob Knepper has been making his presence felt with 15 wins to tie for the league lead and an ERA below 2.7. No doubt that top-flight pitching has the Astros in orbit.
They're all around the plate. Their location's perfect. I'm out there watching the signal. I'm seeing where the ball's going to be thrown, and they're hitting the spot, so I'm able to cheat and lean certain ways and able to get to a few balls that I normally wouldn't be able to get to.
Well, you're a little more on your toes, I think. You're a little bit quicker, and plus the pitchers now, they've sped up a little bit. They don't take as much time in between pitches, and that helps the infielders, too. We don't have to hold that crouch. It's almost like when a pitcher holds you and you're taking your lead to steal a base. The longer they hold the ball, the slower your jump. So when they work faster, it's better for us.
A big plus has been the development of Jim Deshaies, 8-3 with 100 strikeouts and 107 innings. Fact is that with a record of 22-10 since the All-Star break, Houston's division-winning hopes are astronomical. But don't write off second place San Francisco just yet. There's still plenty of time.
I haven't panicked yet. I think that 44 games remaining in the season is a lot of time. Considering that we have the head-to-head competition remaining the latter half of the month of September and obviously the first couple of days in October, the Astros are playing pretty decent ball, and it's going to be tough to catch them, but it's not impossible.
We're not out of it. So nobody's going to give up, and I do believe everybody on our team have it in their mind that we're still in this race, and that if we just bear down and go out and play the way we've been playing the first half of the season, that we got a chance of winning it.
We just happy the way we're playing right now, and at the time, I think if we keep playing aggressive baseball and we go out there and take it one game at a time, we're going to be pretty close.
Well, the thing about it is we have a very positive attitude, and you know, we think that we can catch the Astros, but the thing about it is we have to play a little bit better baseball. We have been dropping a few games when the Astros lose, so we've had a chance to make up some ground lately and haven't done it. So, you know, we still have a very positive attitude, and we think we're going to be in there at the end.
Right now we are struggling a little bit, but there's not a whole lot of things that I would do different, but I still think we can win.
Now, let's review this week in baseball's TWIB notes from around the National League. Cincinnati's Buddy Bell has been Reds hot. After hitting only 7 home runs in the first 4 months of the season, Bell blasted his next 8 in just 2 weeks. He chimed in with a 16-game hitting streak in which he batted above .360 with 16 runs scored and 15 RBIs. The Mets are having to make do without Gary Carter. Ironically, the all-star catcher was playing first base when he suffered a thumb injury that will sideline him until early September. On a brighter note, Lee Mazzilli came back to the Mets after 4 years, punctuating his return in the last of the 9th against St. Louis.
Here's a drive off Mazzilli's bat. We're looking at a tie game, perhaps. Gone, Lee Mazzilli.
The New York native and former Met matinee idol was indeed back home again.
And they love him even more at Shea Stadium now.
Second baseman Juan Samuel helped Philadelphia beat Pittsburgh with a 3-run blast. Sammy's 10th home run this season. But more significantly, it made 25-year-old Samuel the only player in Major League history to rack up double figures in stolen bases, homers, doubles, and triples in each of his first 3 seasons. Now, how about that? Let's rack up the answer to this week's Nissan quiz. Joe Morgan was called Little Joe because of his size, not his ability. He was the only other Major League player to steal at least 60 bases and hit 20 homers in the same season, doing it twice for Cincinnati's Big Red Machine in the mid-'70s. By the way, Morgan is the all-time home run leader among second basemen with 268. Fans, for a change of pace, let's get on the ball with the Men of Steels, a softball juggernaut.
It's not very difficult to get a couple of these. It only took me about 1 inning to get 2.
I've never seen anybody hit one quite that far.
Well, it's a routine sight when watching the incredible slow-pitch softball team that represents the Steels Sports Company of Grafton, Ohio.
Hey, let's go, baby. Foul. It's gone. Too far over to be foul.
The muscle men of Steels clear the fences with mind-boggling regularity, averaging more than 34 runs and 17 homers in each game.
Mike has 329 home runs this season. Excuse me, 330.
We'd like to welcome to Ronnie's Ballpark in Rochester, New York today, This Week in Baseball. He's been following Steel sports around the country. This is the 26th state that Steels has played in this year.
The team barnstorms the country, crushing all comers. 7 players have batting averages above 700. 11 others are above 620. In their first 192 games this summer, they hit 3,301 home runs and had a record of 182-10.
been in a lot of states I've never was in before, you know. And you meet a lot of different people, you know, because before this year I knew of some of these guys, but I never knew any of them. In fact, it's just like a one big family now, you know. It's just the personalities are there, and we're all out here for one thing, you know, just trying to play the best we can and get by, get through the summer, and trying to win all the games we can.
Everybody knows that they belong here. And everybody respects each other for that, no matter if you're a great home run hitter or if you're a base hitter, like I'm more or less one of those. You got to be able to get along. If we couldn't get along as much time as we put in this, our team would struggle and we would never win. We get along real well, and we're always pulling for one another. If you make out, and the next guy's up there telling, hey, come on, I'm going to pick you up and all that stuff. And that's real important. That's what makes a team win.
Stopping here to get a little quick snack, something to drink, and find out exactly where the ballpark is. That's about it.
I got some right here. Y'all like pizza? This is an odd sight. A guy, Greg Bull Furman, in a supermarket with nothing in his hands. Except the wrong direction.
But when the team finally gets to the field, there are always plenty of folks waiting. Steeles is a major attraction because while more than 40 million Americans play softball, no team plays it better than this one managed by 48-year-old Dave Neal.
We felt this is our way to help softball because we're all softball people, and to help Steel Sports right along with it. And it's the #1 participant sport in the United States now, and people don't realize it's really a sleeping giant.
It's a lot of notoriety for the guys in general and for the company itself, but I tell you what, you get a lot of people that don't even know who you are that will come up and talk to you because you are, you know, more or less you'd say clout, you would have to say, with Steel Sports. But it's really nice to have people come and talk to you. As far as I'm concerned, I could play through the winter if they want me to play. You know, I really enjoy playing with Steel Sports, and I really love softball.
Perkins hit a ball up the middle through the pitcher. I go to my right, caught it, and he broke my glove.
Charles Wright and Craig Elliott are two of the team's heaviest hitters. Elliott is a softball legend, and Wright is pursuing the single-season home run record. Good night, Wright, and cranker Craig Elliott.
Cranker could hit him with anybody, anytime, anywhere. Probably the only park he ain't hit one out is the Grand Canyon, you know.
That's Charles's 402nd home run this year, and the national record is 451.
The fact that it's a softball thrown so slowly that all the power must come from the batter makes Wright's assault even more amazing.
Well, I think it's 451, and I'm right at 410, and the reason I'm up so many times, I got good ball players in front of me and behind me that gets me up that much. That's what you need for a great ball team.
They don't look like they're in shape, but even these big guys are solid. And, you know, I guess that's what I used to think when I look at these guys, you know, and it just looks like they're a bunch of big-bellied guys, you know, running around out there. But if you watch the game, you know, these guys can run, they can play defense, you know, and they handle that weight real well.
It depends on the ability of the individual. You got all sides guys. We got a guy over there hit the big home run for us. He weighed probably 175 pounds.
The Steeles Sports Company manufactures primarily baseball and softball equipment, and the team serves to promote the company's products. Fact is that the mighty men of Steeles are living, breathing, home run hammering, awe-inspiring advertisements in the flesh.
They're just too good. They're just awesome, you know, with capital letters. It's the only way to describe it.
The best team I've ever seen is Steeles, without a doubt.
I caught one and my friend caught one, so okay, guys.
Now, in its 8th year, the team is going after another national championship. And someday, Steeles just might play a full season of some 240 games without losing even one.
Any game that we lost this year, we should never lose, but you do. You know, it's so hard to go undefeated in anything, you know, nowadays. But next year, we're going to work on that.
Back to baseball. It's This Week in Baseball's 10th anniversary flashback, brought to you by Gatorade. Let's flash back to 1980. Pete Rose had a hand in a wild World Series play. Kansas City's Frank White hits a foul pop. Rose and Philadelphia catcher Bob Boone goes after it. Boone bobbles, Rose gobbles. How about that?
So pop-up hit over the dugout, and if you'll notice on the clip, it's near the end of our dugout. Well, for a catcher, when pop-ups go up, a catcher has a responsibility. You keep going for the ball, but anything out toward the first or third baseman, it's a much easier play for them to make. So you're listening constantly for them to call you off the play. In other words, you're going for the ball until you're called off. Well, I was running over the dugout in a play that should have obviously been Pete's. It was a lot closer to him than it was to me, and as I kept getting near the dugout, I don't hear Pete.
It was probably Boone's ball, but, you know, if the wind might have blew it 5 feet, it might have been my ball. That's why I was there.
I'm thinking, where is he? And I thought, well, we're going to have a crash, and I thought, well, I know I can out-rebound him.
And, of course, once I'm there, I'm not just going to stand around with my hands on my hips, and I'm watching the ball, and it hit Bobby's glove. Unfortunately, he was catching it right, caught it like this, and hit his glove right here, and come down, and I had time to catch the ball. It was just a matter of being involved in the game.
And I'm waiting for Pete to call me off, and I went up and lunged at the ball and bobbled the ball, and now here's Pete to make the catch, which I was really excited about.
Probably a lot of guys wouldn't have been there, but probably a lot of guys would have been there, too. You know, I'm not the only guy in the world would have been there, but I was the only guy in the world who was there that night. But it's just being involved in the game and keeping your eye on the ball and doing a little thing to help the ball club.
The only thing I remembered of the play is thinking, Charlie hustled my rear end. It was supposed to be his play all the way. I was the one that hustled on the play.
We worked on that play for about 2 weeks, boy. That was hard practice, that play. I'm right.
But why don't I believe that? Oh, well. That's all for now, folks. See you next week on This Week in Baseball.
The Cleveland Indians battle the Toronto Blue Jays, Tuesday night at 7:30 on WUAB. The Herb Score Show is next on Channel 43.